Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we are looking at the 2005 release by Figures Toy Company from their Space 1999 series of 8-inch action figures. And these action figures are all based on the 1970s Mego range, although this particular series was figures that hadn't been released by Mego. Okay, so this is the card it comes on, and it says Space 1999 for the most spectacular space series ever. And the figures in this particular series is Balor, Ran, David Kano and Bill Fraser. And you've got the Figures Toy Company ClassicToys.com logo at the bottom. It said 8-inch action figure, collect them all. And this particular figure is of Balor from the End of Eternity. Okay, now before we have a good look at Balor, let's turn the card around and see what we got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the card around and this is what we got on the back. So again at the top it says Space 1999 from the most spectacular space series ever. And you've got an image of the Rescue Eagle just docking at Moonbase Alpha. And so Series 1 figures consisted of Alan Carter, Paul Morrow, Captain Xantar and the Mysterious Alien. Series 2 was Professor Bergman, Maya, Mentor and the Female Alien. Series 3 was Tony Verdeshi, Sandra Baines, The Companion and Number 8. Series 4 was Professor Bergman from Black Sun, Dan Matteo, Alan Carter in spacesuit, Paul Morrow in spacesuit. And Series 5, which is what this figure's from, it's got Ran from The Missing Link, Balor from End of Eternity, David Kano, the computer expert, and Bill Fraser, the pilot. And it says 8-inch action figure, collect them all. And it's got Figures Toy Company, ClassicToys.com. Bringing back childhood memories. And you've got their address. And it says products may vary from images shown. Warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 8 years. And it's for ages 8 and up. And it's made in India. And you've got the barcode on the bottom right hand corner. And you've got the copyright information, 1975 and 2005 ITC Entertainment Group. And it says Space 1999. This is Gerry Andersons Productions, licensed by Granada Ventures. Okay, so that is the back of the card. Just incidentally, the Series 1 are copies of the original Palitoy or Mego figures that was released in the 1970s. They did release 5 figures, Alan Carter, Paul Morrow, Captain Xantar, Mysterious Alien, and Commander Koenig. Now, they only produced those 5 because Space 1999 the series was axed just after the second season, and they didn't get on to producing any more figures. And this particular figure range, Figures Toy Company could not get the licensing agreement with Martin Landau's estate, so that's the reason why they didn't produce a Commander Koenig figure. Okay, a little bit of trivia information there for you. Okay, so that's the back of the card. Let's turn the card round and have a good look at Balor himself. Okay, so I've zoomed right in on the figure itself, and there you can see Balor in all his glory. And it's a pretty good likeness to the character who appeared in the TV show. I must admit, it's not a bad likeness at all. Sculpted on the face is very good. And just like all of these figures and the Mego figures, they're 8 inches tall. And he comes dressed in his fabric clothing, which is the clothing as he wore in the TV episode. So that's his jumper, his black trousers and his black shoes. And now Balor was a part of a race that invented or found the secret to immortality. And he was actually a psychopath, offering his people an alternative way, and his people realized what he was doing and imprisoned him on an asteroid. And while Koenig and crew were exploring this asteroid, they found the cave where Balor was imprisoned, and they freed him. And it became obvious pretty early on that he was a bit of a psychopath, intent on causing pain and death to as many people as possible. So yeah, and he was obviously immortal. If he got harmed, he wouldn't die, he'd just repair himself. and he was had super strength as well. So yeah, interesting TV episode that was. And this action figure is all based on that character in that particular episode, which was called End of Eternity. Okay, articulation wise, good articulation on these figures. So you've got the neck, the shoulders, the elbows, the hands, the waist, the knees, and the feet, which is pretty much just the same as all the Mego figures. And yeah, sculpturing is very good. I have heard from some people that the quality of these figures was nowhere near as good as the Mego ones. I can't answer that myself because I've never taken one out of the pack. I've always left them in and displayed them in the pack, so I don't really know what the quality is like, but I have been told by a few people that they're great if you display them in the packs, or if you take them out and just put them on the stand, they're fine, but if you try to move them around, they do damage fairly easily. So that's some opinions that I've heard from our messages online. My opinion, still looks a great figure. I wouldn't take it out of the packet anyway. I'll just keep it on display in the packet. But it's up to you. You make your own mind up on that particular point. Now, how well did these do? Well, I'm sure they've done very well in the US, but in the UK, not very well at all, I'm afraid. And that's not because the figures weren't wanted and sought after, and they just wasn't available over in the UK. I mean, these were all limited quantities anyway, but there was only a few companies that was actually importing these figures into the UK for the UK market, and there just wasn't enough to fill the hole that was required for them. So there was so many people when we had the shop. There was so many people that was after these figures, and we just could not get enough to supply everybody, unfortunately. So there was quite a few disappointed people at the end who didn't manage to get all of the figures that they wanted. Yeah, we did manage to get some complete sets for all 5 series for some customers, but we just couldn't get enough to supply for supply and demand, which was a shame really, because you know, a lot of people would have wanted. They would have done a lot better had we had bigger quantities in the UK. Anyway, as a result of them being limited supply and so on, they obviously become very collectible and highly sought after, and these figures are no exception, and as is this particular figure. Finding them now in this mint unopened condition is very difficult indeed, but as usual, we at Midas Touch have managed to find quite a few, and they're currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other Vintage Space 1999 items, and many other toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we are uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive you're not going to want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I hope you've enjoyed this very short video as much as I've enjoyed doing it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.